Hello everyone. In this section, we will discuss about NumPy histogram using Matplotlib. So these are the topics we are going to cover. First, we will discuss what is histogram. Next, we will discuss what is NumPy.histogram. And later, we will discuss the histogram two-dimensional. So first, we will discuss about the what is histogram. So basically, a histogram is a graphical representation of continuous data in a categorical form, and they show us how much of the data set belongs to each category. So some histograms are represented with the dependent variables along with the horizontal axis, while in the case of independent variables they are represented with the vertical axis. So in simple words, it is a graphical representation of the frequency distributions of data, and also it is a two-dimensional figure and it shows a rectangle touching each other. And one more thing about this, there is no gaps between bars. In general way, if we want to show the graph in Python, then we can easily use the concept of matplotlib for plotting the graph. So let us see an example by using the matplotlib simple function, that is hist. So here is the example of histogram by using matplotlib. First I have imported the matplotlib library with the alias name plt, and then I have created a list named as number of cars sold, and within this list I have assigned the integer values as an argument. Next I have used the plot.hist function which is available in the matplotlib, and within this function I have assigned the list, that is number of cars sold. So after that I have added the labels, that is x label and y labels, and that is price range of cars and number of cars sold, and add the title by using plt.title, number of cars sold of given price range. So for display the graph I have used the plot.show. So as you can see that in this case the title is number of cars sold of given price range, and the price range of car is this, and number of cars sold range is this. So now we will discuss our main topic, that is numpy.histogram function. Basically this function is available in the numpy package module, and it is used to define rectangles of the same horizontal size and defines the frequency of the number of elements that are compared with the set of values. So in simple words, we can say that NumPy histogram is a function that generates histograms for datasets, and it always returns an array that can be used for plotting in the graph. This histogram is based on the array, bins, range and other parameters. So we will discuss about these parameters. So this is the syntax of numpy.histogram, and within this we have used many parameters. The first parameter is a. This parameter defines the input array, and it is used to calculate the histogram of datasets, and this input array is the mandatory argument for returning the histogram. The next one parameter is bins. By default it takes 10 values and specifies the number of bins. An array of bin edges can be represented that increases, and it can be include the rightmost edge also, which we can use non-uniform bin widths. The next one parameter is range. It is an optional parameter and it is used to specify the upper and the lower range of the bins. By default, it takes the range value using the max and min function. The first value of the range must be equal to or less than the second element. So the next function is normed. This is also an optional parameter and it is used to recover the number of samples in each bin, and it also gives the wrong output for unequal bin widths. The last parameter is weights. This parameter specifies an array that stores weight and has the same shape, that is x. It is an optional parameter with weights that are normalized if the density parameter is set to true. The last one parameter is density. By default it takes none value and it takes only a boolean values while in the examples. So it will check the condition. If the value is true, then the number of samples in each bin will be written, otherwise it will return the probability density function. Now we will take some examples of numpy.histogram functions by using numpy.histogram function. So here is the example. In this example, I have created an array by using np.array function. For this, I have imported the numpy library with the elise name np, and within this function I have assigned the integer values as an argument, and then I have used the np.histogram function for plotting the graph. With this, I have assigned the input array in the form of one dimension and the bin arguments with the sequential values. So remember one thing, the values will be increased always. So an array, it consists 5 integer elements, and also we have assigned the bin values 5. After executing this code, the output of histogram value is this array values, and the d type is int64. Now we will take another example by using the np.histogram function. So for this, I have created an array named as number of bikes sold. After that, I have used the np.histogram, and within this function I have assigned the array and the bins value in it, and for plotting the graph I have used a plt.hist to display and assign the number of bikes sold. After that, I have added the labels, that is x label and y label. X label, I have mentioned the price range of bikes, and the Y labels I have mentioned the number of bike sold, and the title name, that is number of bikes sold of given price lane. For displaying the graph, I have used the plot.show. As you can see that my graph, number of bikes sold of given price is this, price of range bikes is this, number of bikes sold. So after understanding the numpy.histogram function, now we will understand numpy.histogram 2D function. So basically this function computes the two-dimensional histogram and two data sample sets. So it is a two-dimensional figure and it shows a rectangle touching each other. So there are no gaps between bars. So here is the syntax of numpy.histogram 2D function, and within this function the first one parameter is x. This is an input array that contains the x coordinates of the points. The next one parameter is y. This is an input array that contains the y coordinates of the points. The next one parameter is bins. By default, it takes a 10 value and it specifies the number of bins. An array of bin edges can be defined that increases monotonically, and it includes the rightmost edges also. We can also use non-uniform bin widths. The next one parameter is normed. This is an optional parameter that is used to recover the number of samples in each bin, and it also gives the wrong output for unequal bin weights. The next one is weights. This parameter specifies an array that stores weights and has the same shape, that is x. It is an optional parameter with weights that are normalized if the density is given. Now let us take an example and understand the working of numpy.histogram 2D function. So in this example, I have imported the libraries matplot as well as numpy. After that, I have defined the list named as xh and yh. I have assigned the integer values in it, and then I have created an histogram with random function, that is numpy.random.normal, and within this I have assigned the values in it. By using np.histogram2d, we create an array in it and pass the given input array as an argument with bins list, that is xh and yh. After executing this code, as you can see that the output comes here. So with this we have completed the numpy histogram using matplotlib.